What's going on, mobile gamers? Today is the day that we check out the year in review for the DMG Clan. For all the handhelds you see here, we experienced a lot. We also learned a lot. We also brought in a lot of new consoles, even old consoles, and the year is ending today. To go into 2024 to bring you even more. Let's jump in and level up our gaming knowledge. What's going on, DMG Clan? Yes, I'm calling you guys the DMG Clan. There's a difference between DMG Clan members and DMG Clan subscribers? Gamers? I call you guys gamers, not subscribers. Just because I'm assuming everybody that has joined the channel is a gamer and loves either mobile or PC or console gaming or all of the above. What you see here is every console I kind of showcased throughout the year with a whole bunch of different games that we can play on these consoles. We even went back to the PSP, which was really cool to hack in 2023. I remember the video like it was yesterday. Somebody even mentioned saying, the next time you say 2023, I give up. Because I said PSP 2023 multiple times, and look, I'm playing Crash Bandicoot in widescreen. Yes, I like widescreen mode for the PlayStation 1 on our hacked PSP, which was really cool. I'm still doing a video for this thing to mod it because I have some stuff that I'm going to mod it with. That is coming up in the new year, which is something else I'm going to talk to you guys about in the new year. That was a fun thing to reminisce because this was the very first handheld that I ever hacked way back in the day to play games like Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and other consoles, even getting games, yes, for free, outside of having to put a CD, a mini CD, in that slot back there. Basically being able to get whatever games you wanted. The old way. I think we used to use like LimeWire or something back then. I don't remember. I just remember getting them. We even checked out using the good old flash cart, R4 card, for our Nintendo DS, our DS Lite, basically every DS family console that we could ever play with. It works on everything. Yes, that question has been asked multiple times. You guys asked that question a lot on the channel. Does it work for your DS Lite? Does it work for your DSi? Does it work for your 3DS? Yes, it works for everything. The R4 card, does it play 3DS games? No, it does not. Its general purpose was to play DS games and homebrewed copies of DS games. So DS emulators, for example, like Game Boy, Super Nintendo, and many, many others. That's what's in here right now is an R4 card. If I pull it out, the system's going to crash. But yeah, that was something that we played a lot of or tested out a lot of. I did some guides about those. And now I have to turn this off and turn it back on. I'm just going to keep it off probably. And we just had fun with doing that. We checked out the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus finally. In its glory. I upgraded these joysticks. I am still releasing a video about how I did that coming up in the new year as well. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing in the new year for the channel and on the channel. This console was one of the greatest consoles, I guess, for handheld gamers that had the stack triggers on the back, had the mashy-mishy, smoothie buttons, the D-pad and everything. The only downside was the thinness of it, the ergonomics of it. A lot of people didn't like the ergonomics of it. And it got hot. And it's even warm right now just to touch a little bit. And let's see. It's only at like 50 degrees, I guess. It's a little bit warm though. And it should have had some sort of active cooling for systems like PS2, for example. But we have the Retroid Pocket 4 that was announced right before Christmas. That's coming out. And yes, I did get one for the channel to check it out. So stay tuned for that because I have something crazy to announce about that as well. So yeah, the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, it was able to do a lot of emulation. Still had a lot of, minor tweaking you had to do for each console, and a lot of different things you had to do to make it work. And then we had the infamous M17 handhelds of the year when it comes to e-waste. This thing, it can play Game Boy, it can play Nintendo, some Super Nintendo, okay. And it plays very minimal PlayStation and PSP very badly, I'm going to say. Even tried flashing another image on it and everything, and it just was not what they said it could actually do. It was a terrible device, in my opinion. A lot of people thought it was terrible, and even if you look at the sides of the screen, you can see black lines around the edges right here, and it looks like the screen is like pushed over. And then we had the disgusting bezel around that just, why is it thinner on this side and thicker on this side? That makes no sense. And they asked $60 Canadian for this. Some companies were selling it for $100 Canadian, which didn't make any sense to me. It would have been an okay device if your parent knew how to set it up and put on the games that were okay to play. Otherwise, this thing maybe was worth $20 in the end, in my opinion, to say the least. That it had hardware to play Game Boy and Game Boy Color and stuff like that, but it wasn't really, you know, something to boast about in the sense of saying this thing is okay, it's good. It's something that, you know, was one of those cheap devices, well, should have been cheaper, that came out. And which brings me to my next point. We could have bought, for that price, paid an extra $60 Canadian, and got my favorite smaller handheld device. Yes, it has a little bit of a smaller screen, but the screen pops. It looks nice. Yes, we all know what this is, and if you don't, this is the Retroid Pocket 2S. They upgraded the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, or the 2 series. This is basically the upgrade to the 2 series, and I'm sure this is going to be the final 2 series. They have the front-facing speakers. They have our hotkeys for home, back, and our recent apps menu button. The very nice 4:3 aspect ratio screen, 3-inch screen. We have the Hall sticks. These are the Hall sticks on here. I'm going to take that off just to show you. They were really, really nice. Not the cheap kind of Nintendo Switchy style sticks that they had on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. We have the analog to digital style triggers on the back, which were really, really nice. Yes, they are kind of loud when you're playing a bunch of hardcore games, but they feel good. This whole device overall, even being the size that it is, being a little bit smaller, felt really good in my hands, and I really wished that they came out with a longer, bigger screen model to the 3 Plus with this kind of thicker feel to it. Maybe the 4 will be that way. We will find out next year. But this thing had really nice buttons. It felt really good when you were playing games. It didn't bug me too much when it was a smaller aspect ratio for a lot of different consoles that had the 4:3 aspect ratio. And it just did everything great. They should have designed this in a bigger form, in my opinion. And maybe the joysticks were okay down here. Some people like that. I like joystick up here and joystick down there, but that's all a preference. That was the Retroid Pocket 2S. We even went down the path of hacking our Nintendo 3DS consoles. I hacked this one. I hacked a 3DS. This is the new 2DS XL, if you don't know what that is. And we had the 3DS as well that I didn't show on screen. We even found out something really cool about this, which was being able to play PlayStation games on this thing, which was super fun. If you made it to this point of the video, if you comment on this video below, you will get 2 entries, extra entries that is, on top of any entries that you've already entered. So 2 per person on this video, specifically as a New Year's special or New Year's Eve special bonus entry. You'll get 2 entries to the Odin 2 Pro giveaway that I'm running right now. Yes, 2 entries per comment, per person. per username, per YouTube account. That is it, per your own username or account, whatever. 2 entries on top of any entries. That includes the other videos. As of today, there's 5 other videos that I've released as of today, if you guys want to know. I didn't put them in a playlist. I will tell you the very first video that you can actually comment on, which is the Super Mario Galaxy controller. I'm going to only tell you that one. There's multiple videos from that video onwards up till today. There's 5 other ones, or 4 other ones, plus that Super Mario Galaxy controller video that you can comment to gain 1 entry. So that's 5, plus today's, which is 7 total entries that you could have. Plus, members get bonus entries. Currently, I have 1 membership fee. It's the cheapest membership fee. You get 5 extra bonus entries, plus you get bonuses and perks and stuff like that for being a DMG Clan member. After 6 months, you get a bonus gift package that I'm going to send out to you. And you get other things like 5 entries to giveaways. So if I'm running 2 different giveaways, you'll get 5 entries for one and you get 5 entries for the other. Plus any other entries. So I'm trying to make entries kind of fun, kind of a game for everybody to enjoy. That being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the channel if you want to gain access to the Odin 2 Pro giveaway. Which leads me to the final device of the year, the beast of all these handheld devices. The one that I just announced, the Odin Pro, well, the Odin 2, this is the Max model. This is the Odin 2 Max. It can play everything from Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 2, PS1, or PlayStation, PSP, Nintendo 3DS, at least all the games in the Nintendo 3DS that are compatible, and many, many more to Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Nintendo Wii, which is really awesome to play Nintendo Wii on this, even with the Dolphin Bar and without it, Nintendo GameCube. It just does it all. It is the ultimate handheld of the year, I would have to say, that came out. I didn't buy a lot of other handhelds for specific reasons because I knew when I saw this thing on August 22nd of 2023 that this would be the ultimate device with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor that you can clock to 3.2 gigahertz to run heavy games. This game itself was probably one of the games that I played the most of when it comes to testing wise, because this was my patented I wonder if it's gonna work kind of after I set it up kind of emulation for the Nintendo Switch. The Odin 2 really impressed me and a lot of people in the community with how well it performed. It was able to just be able to be picked back up, continue where you left off. I think I have this in Xbox mode, so my buttons are switched. There was a couple things that I could have liked to see changed with it, but like I said, you could just go right into the game, continue playing it again. This is the latest version of Yuzu, and this whole year has been an interesting one when it comes to handheld devices that we have seen when it came to like Ambernick devices. Ambernick released like a device almost every other week, it seemed. We had the AYN Odin Pro. I know that came out the year before, but it was a device that I ended up getting this year right when I ended up doing the Indiegogo campaign for the Odin 2. We had devices that we wanted to check out when it came to modding our devices. I modded my Game Boy Color, or my Game Boy Advance. I taught you guys how to mod it, or how I modded it at least, with different screens. I know I didn't cover that in this, but there's so many other things to keep this video short-ish and Swedish. Not Swedish like the country. So that you guys could see what we all experienced, and to show that price versus performance doesn't matter in the end, because all of the devices that you see below me can be played on this thing. And if you do the math, $500 for an Odin 2 Pro, being able to do everything from console gaming to mobile gaming is the most amazing thing to experience in 2023. We're really living in an era of technology that should be in a sci-fi movie, I think. But maybe we're living in a sci-fi movie. Who knows? Thank you for becoming part of the DMG clan this year. I appreciate every one of you. Can't wait to see who wins that Odin 2 Pro. I just died. Too bad. So sad. This is the year in review. Happy New Year's Eve, or enjoy your New Year's Eve. Don't do anything dumb. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least. Because I'll probably be asleep at 7 p.m. like I always am. I don't usually make it to midnight because I'm kind of old and I have kids. Appreciate every one of you once again. Have a nice day. Enjoy gaming like I have over this last year. There's so much more to come. 2024 is just hours away.